Well, after redshirting last year, what does it mean to you to be able to get to be out there during the games this season?
Amazing. I mean, last year was up and down. Obviously, a lot of practice, a lot of getting stronger off and on the court. But now I'm just excited to get after it, be able to compete against some good competition.
What do you feel is the identity that's forming with this team so far? I mean, you guys had kind of like a soft launch the other day, but what are you seeing right now from the squad?
We're working hard. I think that's a huge emphasis. I know that Coach Duffy, other players have mentioned it. We're all fitting into new roles. So a huge part of that is going to be building our identity. And I think a huge part of that is pace. We're pushing the pace. I'm sure you saw that in our little exhibition game the other day. So I think that's part of our identity. And that's what we want to be. We want to push the pace. We're a little bit less experienced. We got a lot of freshmen. So it's going to be different. It's going to be hard. We're going to face a lot of adversity, but we're going to work hard through it and push through.
Is pushing the pace, is that a good marriage for the skill sets of this year's players?
Absolutely. That's kind of going to be our best attribute. I think it'll put players on their heels, put teams, make the team second guess what we're doing in transition, because it's hard to guard sets that aren't even sets. You know what I mean? Just pushing in transition and running up and down the court.
If you had to give the team a grade in terms of where chemistry is at this point of practices, where would you grade that?
Oh, A++++. We are killing it. We love each other. Obviously, we don't always practice great. We don't have great days all the time. But when we get in the locker room and we talk about it, we feel 100% better. And I think that's a huge part of what we're going to be. Our identity, who we are this year, is going to be that. We want to do things for each other. We have a point system, taking charges, and we all just get excited for each other. Loose balls, rebounds. And obviously, we compete against each other, against some practice players. But we love each other on and off the court.
Is this a team that feels like they have everything to prove in terms of no expectations, less expectations, or how you guys approaching that, the mental side of just this upcoming season?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's not a lot of expectations, which I think is kind of like that underdog mentality, which we're ready for. We're ready to go after it. I don't think people are going to necessarily fear us, which is going to be something that we're going to have to tackle and use it to our advantage. People aren't going to, they're going to sit back and think that, oh, this is an easy game, but we're going to prove that that's clearly wrong.
So what do you know from being around the team every day to maybe why you maybe think that the team will be better than expected?
Well, I just think, like I said, we work hard. I think that we come in every single day, whether it's for an hour, in practice, film, conditioning, whatever it is, and we tackle it. We face adversity, we have turnovers, we have bad plays, bad possessions, but we turn around and fix it, and that's who we're going to be, and that's why I believe that we are going to push past expectations this year.
Now, Tech fans obviously didn't get to see you play last year. What do you feel like you'll bring to the table to help this team this year?
I think I'm going to be a good push really hard in transition. I think I'm going to look for my shooters, Matilda, Karis, Lonnie, all of them. I'll be looking for them, as well as finding my own. I'm sure you saw some exhibition in the exhibition game, cuts to the basket and all that, and I think that's what I'm going to be looking for this year.
You've now had some time to go into the film from the scrimmage, or the exhibition. What sort of was your biggest takeaway overall as a team?
Yeah, I think that rebounding we struggled with a little bit. I think that it was first game jitters, so a good amount of turnovers. But I think that we proved a lot of people wrong. I think that we came out, we played together. We obviously did different lineups, different matchups and all that, but I think that we showed that we have the Virginia Tech name on us, and we're going to prove people wrong.
You mentioned the point system. I think it was Karis who took the charge right up
Yes.
by the front. Did she get a call out in film review for that?
Oh, absolutely. We all did. We had some bad clips, some good clips, and then some highlights, and that was all of it. And what was incredible is that you saw the bench. That was a huge part in it. Like Karis had that and one three-pointer, someone took a charge, someone got a loose ball, all that, and the entire bench stood up, including coaches, support staff, everyone, which is what the culture we're building here is.
You mentioned the pace on offense. How do you feel you guys will be defense this year?
I think we'll be good. I think that we're undersized, and that's obvious. But I think we're going to have to just work hard. We're going to have to front in the post. We're going to have to be up in the line. But I think we also have length. I think that's a huge part in who we are, length and speed, being up in the line and help and gap and all that. And I think that's going to help us tremendously. Like we saw Layla came in the game, got a few deflections, and that doesn't necessarily show up on the stat sheet, but that's a huge part of what we're going to be this season.
You guys forced a lot of turnovers in the exhibition. What stood out to you when you went back and looked at the film about how you guys played on defense?
No, I think it was great. I think that we were able to execute what we wanted to execute. I think we also had some learning experiences, which was part of film. Obviously, defense is hard. It's never going to be perfect. But we were able to do what we wanted to do. We got a little bit too many middle drives, not enough box outs, but in terms of keeping people in front of us and being able to box out and all that, I think we did that really well.
Do you feel like redshirting helped you last season?
Oh, 100%. I think that I came into college ready, and I thought I was ready, and it wasn't true. I had a lot to grow on and off the court, prove who I was, and I think I did that. So I'm excited to show everyone.
Did you go up against Georgia a lot during practice?
Oh, every day. Every day I went up against Georgia, which I think was the best thing for me. It was amazing. I think she's truly one of the best point guards in the country. Going up against her day in, day out was amazing. It's better than games in my opinion.
You talked about pushing the pace. How comfortable do you feel getting out and going in transition?
I love it. I think it adds another layer to the game. I think, like I said earlier, it's easier if you just push the ball up and Matilda's wide open for a three or Rose's has the rim run. It makes it a lot easier in terms of being tired. You just get the ball up, then they got to take it out and play against our high pressure defense. So I love it. I'm ready to show everyone that that's what we're going to be this year.
What stood out to you about the freshmen?
Oh, a lot. I think that Maya came in and rebounded really, really well. I think that a lot of them were nervous, but you saw Kale, Layla come in, get some steals, some deflections. Kale came out confident, wanting to shoot the ball, her little baby hook, we call it. It was perfect. And like I said, Layla, all over on the boards. And it doesn't necessarily show up on the stat sheet, but she was able to fly around, deflections, get tips that led to steals and whatever it was. So I'm excited for the freshmen this year.
Back in the spring, what made you decide to stick around after the coaching change?
A lot of things. I would say Virginia Tech, though, as a community, I think between the facilities, the teachers, the Castle Guard, everything, that's what really made me stay. I think obviously talking with Coach Duffy kind of solidified that. It was hard. It was hard in terms of the decision to enter or stay here. Was a quick little gap, but Castle made it easy. The crowd that we've created really made it easy. Like College game day, that was amazing, and that sold a lot of people's decisions to stay this year.